Hey guys, it's been about 6 weeks now since my last treatment, and as it goes, tomorrow's my 6 week checkup with the doctor. So I'll be checking with him tomorrow, and that's going to be, it's kind of scary because you don't know what to expect, and depending on how the treatment went, we don't know what to look forward to. So. For me, it's kind of, my nerves are kind of on edge. So hopefully it's all good news tomorrow. I mean, that's what I pray for, and I know that's what you do too. It's been a journey, man, that's for sure. This whole thing has been, something that, gosh, I couldn't even have written in a book, believe me. Because there's so many ups and there's so many downs and there's just so many twists, And it's not just the treatment, it's not just the the therapy and just everything that goes on. It's just everything. It's the people involved. It's all the things that you think yourself, all the things that you put yourself through, and just the ups and downs of the healing. The recovery itself. The recovery is weird because once you think one thing is stopped, that's working now, then you can get back to some kind of normalcy. And of course that doesn't happen because it seems like something else springs up. Like right now, my throat is really sore and swollen, and I think that's probably because of one of the medications they're trying to wean me off of. So it's just those kind of things, It's one thing after another, So it's it's work. It's one of those things you just got to keep your head up and you got to keep going through it, and finally you will get through it. But before I get off course, I just want to thank everybody. Thank all my supporters. I mean, you guys have been just, my backbone with this thing. And of course I have to ask you again, for help because, financially this thing is huge. And, if I can just reach my goal, my financial goal that I set up on my FundMe page, which I'm not that far from, I'm like less than $1,000 from that. If I can just reach that, then I'll be covered and I won't have to worry about that and do this recovery thing at the same time. I know I don't like asking for help like that either, but I have to. I mean, I need your help. I can't do it I can't do it myself, so I need that from you. And if you can help financially, that's great. I appreciate that. But getting back to what's going on, the 6 week checkup is tomorrow. And that's basically with the radiation doctor and my oncologist. And they're both going to get together and they're going to decide what the next step is. They're going to feel around and see how the cancer has died off or, regressed. And then they're going to, I guess they're going to go into the next phase of this thing. Either it's you come back every 6 months or you come back every 6 weeks. But I know that they're gonna want me to go in and get a CAT scan and also get a PET scan, which is going to tell them more about how it looks internally. So hopefully all that is going to be good news tomorrow. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I have to say that I did go to my E.N.T. about 2 weeks ago, and he kind of looked in there and said that, he felt around and looked inside, and he said that everything was clear. And, I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen tomorrow, too. The swelling that's going on, I'm pretty sure that's because of the medication that I'm coming off of. It's prednisone, and it's some really bad stuff. You don't really want to be on that too long. But they had to put me on that because I had swelling in my throat. But I also had some other issues around the neck area, so they wanted to make sure that, those passages didn't close off, especially now that I got my trach removed. So that's a good thing. But what I am experiencing is I'm experiencing some pain in the neck area that I didn't experience before. So around the neck area here, but also around this area, around the top portion of my chest and the back and my collar. I'm getting a lot of pain there, and it feels like a, really, really bad sunburn, but, to the touch. But if I feel like put pressure on it and feel the muscle hurts. So I'm not really sure what that is. I'm kind of sure that it's part of the recovery because they said that I'm going to be experiencing some nerve pain. So I'm hoping that that's what that is. And, it's one of those things where, you know, I talk about the complications of recovery and the complications of this whole process. And these are things that, you know, you just don't think about. You don't think that you know, once one thing stops, that something else is going to pop up. I didn't know that I was going to have nerve issues, you know, 6 weeks after treatment was over. You know, I was expecting after treatment was over that this thing was going to start healing and everything was going to heal and heal and heal. Well, these things all pop up, and it's all part of the recovery process. And of course, I didn't know that, and I can't find that information anywhere on the internet, and that's why it's so important for me to share this information, because there are people out there just like me looking around trying to find some information, and not just people that are in my condition, but people that are, you know, wives and daughters and sons of people that had this condition. And they're looking for information. They can't find it anywhere. I mean, I didn't. And I searched the internet pretty good. I mean, I'm a nerd when it comes to looking for stuff online. And I mean, I did every kind of search pattern, used every kind of software to try to find information that might be hidden somewhere, and could not find any information at all with regards to what I'm going through. In other words, my type of cancer, and the recovery process that starts from the day that the treatment ends. So that's, you know, that's really huge. And I think that, you know, by me printing all this stuff, and I know that I write a lot, and I write a lot of long, you know, articles, but, you know, it's important for people to get that information, also to get these videos, because they don't know what to do, you know, and I didn't know what to do. So, you know, I'm kind of stumbling over this stuff as I go, and hopefully this will be helpful to other people, that they're able to, you know, get this information and just, you know that, hey, this is going to happen, this might happen, this might happen. You know, everybody's different, but at least it gives some kind of a guideline, you know, some kind of a base for things. And as far as how I'm doing, you know, mentally I'm doing good. You know, I'm doing really good. I'm keeping my head up, and, you know, I'm keeping a good positive attitude about this whole thing. But I'll tell you, about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, about a month ago, when when treatment stopped, and, you know, I looked at myself in the mirror, you know, I weighed 130 pounds. I got all the way down to 130 pounds. 60 of those pounds I lost in the hospital on April 29th. When I went on April 29th of that week, I lost 60 pounds. And, I mean, through the whole treatment process, I just lost weight and lost weight and lost weight. It's because the pain in the throat, I didn't want to eat. You know, I had to eat through a tube. You know, just everything kind of, you know, compiled itself. And I just felt like, you know, kind of overwhelmed that I have all these things attached to me. And I had lost so much weight. So I felt so bad. And, you know, I tried to keep my head up, but it's like, you know, that it's just, you look in the mirror and you see all the sagging skin and my bones sticking out. And, you know, I've never seen that in my whole life. I don't think I've been below 180 pounds since I was, 16, 17. So, you know, for me to see that, it was kind of, it was eye-opening. Believe me, it was. And, you know, for my wife and for everybody, you know, everybody's calling me skinny, and, you know, jokingly, they're not being mean or anything, but still, it's, you know, it's awareness. You bring it to yourself and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, I am skinny. So, you know, I decided, you know, I'm going to go on and gain weight. You know, I'm just going to eat. And the problem with me eating is that the food I can't taste food. I can't taste the sugar or sweetness in food. So everything tastes like salt. Everything that's salty tastes like salt. Foods that aren't salt, that are bland foods, don't taste like anything. And it's like putting dough in your mouth and chewing on it. You know, there's no taste, there's nothing. And I couldn't do that. So, you know, they're telling me, oh, just eat it anyway. Well, you can't do that. It's almost like putting, you know, I'm not going to say the word, but it's like putting something in your mouth that's disgusting, and trying to eat it and swallow it. You know, you'll gag on it because you're thinking in your mind that it's, you know, it's that thing. So, you know, I couldn't do that. And, so I just started to force myself to eat certain foods, you know, like I can eat eggs, I can eat, eggs with rice, you know, because I can season those pretty good. But adding a lot of salt to my food is not good for me either, because, you know, it raises your heart rate and that type of thing. So it's been a struggle. I've been working on that. I've been trying to incorporate different things. It's funny that cereal, cereal, it doesn't taste sweet to me, but it doesn't taste bad to me. And for some reason, it tastes like it's salty. So I can taste the salt content in it. So I've been eating cereal. Um, yeah, I know it's bad, but funny thing is that I wrote in an article, or in one of the articles that I just submitted to the GoFundMe, was that sometimes you have to eat some things that are not as nutritious that help you gain weight. And the reason why is they're high in calories, and there's not a lot of food that is, good for you that's high in calories. As a matter of fact, many of the foods that are good for you, such as vegetables, fruits, and nuts, they're low in calories. They're not really high in calories. Like nuts are higher in calories, but you'd have to eat a ton of nuts. And I just can't eat the nuts because I can't taste them. And because I can't taste them, they don't taste good, and I'll gag on them. So kind of things. It's a rock between a hard place. You can't win for losing. So anyway, that's the least of my problems. But I did gain weight. I gained about 20 pounds in the last month. So I'm up to about 150, 155 between there. But my face is filling out a little bit more. You can see that the swollen area has gone down quite a bit on the side of the neck, but it feels like I have swelling in here. And it could be due to having the trach removed. It could be due to anything. But I'm filling out a little bit better. I'm still skinny. My ribs are still showing, but, it's coming along. It's coming along, and it takes time. And I know that. But I needed to get something on my body, something on my bones, before I froze to death. And it's like I'm always cold. Even when it's hot, I'm cold. I'm freezing. Like right now, it's almost 70 degrees, and I've got this on. So it's one of those kind of things. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know what was going on. I don't want to drag this out forever. But, I just want to tell you that I really appreciate all the help. And I do want to update you tomorrow after my doctor's appointment. I'm not going to write a big long article, but I'm going to share, the results with you and let you know that, which way they decide that they're going to go with this thing. But I want to thank everybody that's helped me, that's been supportive, because you are the backbone of this whole thing. Without you, I probably wouldn't be here. And I really appreciate that. My family really appreciates that too. So thank you for that. And, stay tuned, because this is only going to get better. This is going to get better. I'm coming along. I'm not 100%, but I'm coming along. Oh, I did want to share, though, that I did stop into my old job, the hardware store, the other day. My old job, and it was funny that people didn't recognize me at first, because I was so skinny, and I looked different, I guess. But once they saw who it was like everybody was just, man, they showed so much love. And I just want to thank, if any of you guys are watching this, I want to thank you, because that was so awesome. All the hugs and just all the excitement, seeing everybody and seeing the faces. That was really awesome, and that was heartfelt. So I want to thank you for that. So anyway, I'm going to close this thing off. But thank you guys. I love everybody, and you guys take care. Thanks a lot.